Hello and welcome to the module on neuromarketing. Today we're going to focus on the principles of neuromarketing. Now, as we've all discussed in the previous lessons, neuromarketing is a way of tapping into the subconscious to be able to understand why a consumer reacts in a way that he or she does towards a product and a service. Now, looking at neuromarketing, it's simply the systematic collection and interpretation of neurological and neurophysiological insights about individuals. It uses certain protocols in allowing researchers to explore nonverbal and unconscious physiological responses to various stimuli for the purposes of market research. In other words, what data can a researcher obtain from the subconscious of a human being or a consumer to be able to satisfy the person, or the consumer, and to be able to strategically position the product and services within a geographical location so that the marketer can increase their footprint in various areas and also to increase the expectations of the customer or the consumer. Now, simply, neuromarketing, the whole objective here is to understand how people react to different information on a daily basis, and then it engages to produce sales that are more efficient and effective, and again, I would say to strategically position this product so it will attract the consumer and customer to be able to buy these products and services on the market. Now, we're going to look at a few points that has been drawn by using neuromarketing and being able to understand it. And these are some of the principles that come out of it. Now, neuromarketing is where one appeals to the reptilian brain. Now, every individual, they experience immediate reactions in 3 seconds. Like in my previous module, I have mentioned that the first impression is the lasting impression. And also in the first 3 seconds is where you would create a reaction to a product or a service, or even when you're communicating to other people, etc. So the reptilian brain includes the brainstem and the cerebellum. Now, the brainstem and the cerebellum is where most of your cognitive biases take place, how you would react or respond to certain elements outside of your anatomy, as it were. It is commonly referred to as the attention gatekeeper or the decision making or the decision maker. If you can appeal to a consumer's reptilian brain, you've won the game. Then your marketing is most definitely likely to convert into a sale. So if you can tap into the reptilian part of the brain, the rest would be history. Now, there are certain critical points to consider when making any piece of marketing materials. Now, these fall under the following categories. You should consider pain points, That's one. We look at selfishness, contrast, tangibility, visuals, and what are the emotional connection that the client or customer has towards a product or a service that you are offering. Now, since these processes happens very fast, 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, it's important to pay special attention to how marketing materials look when the client is browsing through the internet or the newspaper or the social media, etc. Now, people, according to research, are likely to see your subject line, your headline, or the featured image first. Now, if you are able to master these 3 elements, it will give you the competitive edge in the marketplace. One of the other aspects that neuromarketers have discovered is the addressing of pain. Now, nobody loves pain, but for some reason or the other, we, in some time or the other in life itself, we need to be addressing pain, and we also are faced with the challenge of pain. Now, marketing campaigns that address benefits, if they look at this first, they are missing out in actually doing a really good job out there in the marketplace. Pain is one of the most important attention grabbers. Now, the reptilian brain concentrates more on avoiding pain as a means of survival than on receiving benefits. Now, one can use a simple question like this to grab attention. Having trouble? Okay, getting clients? So, having trouble, yes, you're placing the pain, and again, we'll provide the solution as to how you can overcome this particular challenge. Number 3, be selfish. Somehow, as a human being to survive, or a consumer, etc., we all have that selfish streak in us. We want to survive. So consumers care about survival, and to survive, you must be selfish. So if you're talking to the consumer within seconds, you need to address what you will do for them and not for you. Now, avoid using words like I and we, etc. Instead, focus on using you. Okay, what you would like to do for them. Okay, now this strategy is extremely effective in the marketplace. Number 4, put call to actions in the beginning and the end. Now, it is discovered and through neuromarketing that the content that's in between your advert, most of it is not being paid attention to. It's always the beginning and the end. Now, the brain is 2% of our body mass, but it burns 20% of our energy. Now, unnecessary thinking takes energy to run the brain, okay? And especially when processing new stimuli. Now, our brain tries to conserve energy at all costs, so it is not going to waste its time concentrating on things unnecessary for survival. Consequently, the brain is alert when changes occur requiring us to evaluate danger. That's a different and a whole new circumstances where the adrenaline is pumping and so forth, and the reaction levels are changed. Now, since the middle portion of your advertisement won't receive much attention, as I've already mentioned, make sure to put your attention or your call of actions at the beginning and at the end of your advert where changes occur. Now, our brain, as I mentioned, conserve energies, and again, it's not going to waste by concentrating on things unnecessary for survival. And consequently, the brain is alert, as I mentioned earlier, when changes occur, when requiring us to evaluate danger. Now, number 5, keep it short and sweet. You don't want your audience to overthink the decisions, because remember, the more you give to your clients or your customers, the more they'll think about it, and eventually there'll be too many questions, etc., and you will not be able to complete the deal. Now, visitors who were exposed to additional details and information about a product were actually less likely to purchase the product that was on the internet site. Now, visitors who were exposed only to the product image, a few general details, generally bought the product. Now, research have shown that visitors who purchased the product spent significantly less time on the sales page than visitors who did not purchase. The takeaway here is keep your sales page short and sweet, and you will attract more customers. Thank you for watching.